There's a moment in every saver's life when they realize something horrifying. They did the responsible thing and still fell behind. They skipped dinners, bought the cheaper coat, kept money in the bank, and years later, their account balance looked fine. But their life had become more expensive than their savings had become powerful. In this video, I'll show you exactly where saving helps, where it betrays you, and the simple beginner plan I wish someone had slapped onto my kitchen table 35 years ago. Give me 10 minutes and I'll make you dangerously invested. Not reckless, not desperate, just unable to ignore the math anymore. Because once you understand what cash is doing quietly in the background, the word safe starts to look suspicious. Let me show you through Monica. Monica was 42, careful, organized, and the sort of woman who had batteries in a labeled drawer. A national treasure, frankly. She saved $20,000 over several years. No inheritance, no lottery ticket, just discipline. $20,000. Built slowly, protected carefully. Then life started raising its prices. Her rent rose, groceries rose, insurance rose. The dentist looked into her mouth and apparently saw a yacht payment. Her $20,000 was still $20,000, but the life it could buy had shrunk. That is the first shock. Cash does not usually disappear. Its power does. Now, before someone faints into their spreadsheet, let me be clear. Saving is essential. You need cash for emergencies. FINRA says beginners should have enough money for bills and ideally 3 to 6 months of expenses before investing heavily. And high-interest debt, especially credit card debt, should usually be attacked first because the interest can be higher than what investments may earn. So no, I am not telling you to throw your emergency fund into the stock market. That is not investing. That is financial bungee jumping with a rope bought on clearance. Saving is for the broken car, the lost job, the medical bill. The month life becomes rude. But after that, every extra dollar sitting forever in cash starts applying for a new job. And its job is no longer protect me. Its job becomes grow me. Here's where it gets painful. Imagine Monica keeps $20,000 in cash for 30 years. If inflation averages 3% a year, that $20,000 would have the buying power of only about $8,240 in today's money after 30 years. Same number, smaller life. That is why inflation is so cruel. It does not send you a bill. It just makes every future bill heavier. And the worst part? Savers often feel morally superior while it happens. They say, at least I didn't lose money. But they did. They lost options. They lost time. They lost the invisible muscle of compounding. That is why Monica came to me with the folder. She said, Margot, I don't want to be rich. I just don't want to be scared. That sentence stays with me. Because most beginners do not actually want yachts. They want quiet. They want the car repair to be annoying, not catastrophic. They want retirement to feel like a door, not a cliff. So we ran 2 paths. Path 1. She saves $300 a month for 30 years in cash. She contributes $108,000. Path 2. She invests $300 a month for 30 years at a hypothetical 7% annual return. She still contributes $108,000, but it grows to about $366,000. That is not magic. That is time doing unpaid labor. Now, here is where beginners get confused. They hear investing and imagine a man shouting at 6 screens, sweating through a shirt with too many buttons. That is trading. That is speculation. Sometimes that is just caffeine, wearing a suit. Investing for beginners can be much calmer. You buy small pieces of many companies, often through diversified funds or index funds. You contribute regularly. You keep costs low. You do not try to guess next Tuesday's market mood because, frankly, the market itself does not know until Wednesday. And this is where Vanguard comes in. Not as some mysterious Wall Street temple darling, Vanguard is one of the world's best-known investment firms, famous for low-cost funds and index investing. Their whole philosophy is almost aggressively boring. Set a goal, spread your money out, keep costs low, and stay disciplined. But boring is underrated. Boring built more wealth than panic ever did. Here's the practical part. Bucket 1. Safety cash. Keep 1 month of expenses first. Then build toward 3 to 6 months. This money stays boring. High-yield savings, money market, short-term cash equivalents. Its job is speed, not glory. Bucket 2. Debt cleanup. If you have credit card debt at 20%, do not ask whether the stock market can beat it. That debt is already beating you with a chair. Pay minimums everywhere, then attack the highest interest rate first. Bucket 3. Investing. Once the first two are stable, start small. Even $50 or $100 a month matters because the first goal is not getting rich. The first goal is becoming consistent. Then increase it when your income rises. Not someday, automatically. For many beginners, the first investment does not need to be clever. It needs to be diversified, low cost, and understandable. A broad market index fund, or ETF, can give exposure to hundreds or thousands of companies in one purchase. That does not remove risk, it spreads it. Then choose the account. If your employer offers a retirement plan with a match, start there. A match is not free money in a magical sense. It is compensation you are leaving on the table if you ignore it. Then consider tax-advantaged retirement accounts if available in your country. Then taxable brokerage investing. Order matters. Not because finance is elegant, because mistakes compound too. Let me make this rude enough to be useful. If a 25-year-old invests $300 a month until age 65 at 7%, she could end up with about $787,000. If she waits until 35 and invests the same $300 a month until 65, she could end up with about $366,000. 10 years of waiting costs roughly $421,000. Not because she was lazy, because compounding is dramatic, and like many dramatic things, it rewards early attention. This is why I tell younger people, your first $100 invested is not small. It is a little employee you hired decades early. But before you start thinking investing is a fairy godmother with a calculator, we need to talk about the bill it sends. Investing has a price, not just fees, nerves. Your account will go down sometimes, maybe 10%, maybe 20%, maybe more in a terrible market. And the first time it happens, your brain will become a tiny emergency radio screaming, "Do something." But often, the wealthy person's advantage is not superior intelligence. It is that they do not sell their future at a discount because Tuesday looked ugly. That is why the emergency fund came first. It keeps a bad market from becoming your personal emergency. You need diversification so one company cannot ruin your plan. You need discipline because the market is a magnificent wealth-building machine with the personality of a raccoon in a handbag. Monica did not become a stock market genius. Thank heaven. Most geniuses go broke trying to prove it. She kept $12,000 as emergency cash. She paid off one high-interest card. Then she opened a retirement account and automated $150 every 2 weeks into a diversified low-cost fund. The first month felt silly. The 6th month felt normal. By the 12th month, she said, "I don't even miss it." That is when I knew she had changed. Not because her balance was huge, because her identity had moved. She was no longer only a saver. She had become an owner. Here is the whole truth. Saving is money standing guard. Investing is money going to work. You need both. But if all your money stands guard forever, nobody is building the house. So start like this. Protect 1 month. Destroy the expensive debt, automate a small investment, use broad diversification, keep costs low, increase contributions when your life allows it, and never confuse movement with panic. Monica once told me, "I thought investing was for people who already had money." No, darling. Investing is how ordinary money gets promoted. And once you understand that, staying only a saver starts to feel much more dangerous than becoming invested.